I want him to be able to stand there. So what I'm going to have to do first is use my body, just lift a little bit, put a little light calf muscle on to say don't back up, pick up his pole, that's good enough. Run my hand down, or actually don't run my hand down, take the rein to my hand, give my other hand back to him, and that creates a bend, a lightness, and then drop it. So we'll go through that, all that again. Nice lick and chew again. So everything I'm doing is groundwork in the saddle now. It's not a lot different to what I was doing on the ground. So I'll do it again. My leg comes on, picks him up, swap hands this time. Take it to my right hand. I lower my left hand down. That gives him the bend. I'm going to drop it instantly. I can give him a little rub. Good boy. I don't need that much bend, but I'm just showing you you can get as much or as little as you want. So that would be my basic neck flex. We'll just call that a neck flex. No, it's not come through the body, it's just come from the neck. So if I want it through the whole body, I'll pick him up the same way. I'll grab my rein. This time I'm going to roll my calf until he takes a step from behind and then take my leg off. So he's now going to step into the flex. And I give it back to him. That's going to be a truer flex through his whole body. That's the bit I'm going to use when I ride him. He's going to have to learn how to give me that bend in motion eventually. But if you can't do it standing still, I need to do it on the ground. So I can go backwards at any time. You can check it. You can go, yep, it's working in a walk, great. Maybe I'll try it in a trot. Not so good, better come back to a walk. Or stand still. If it's really disastrous there, jump off, do it on the ground, and work your way back up. I do both sides, so this horse is pretty good. He understands what I'm saying. A light leg there, so move your body over, and there's his bend. A little bit too much neck bend that way. And give it back. So establish something a little bit, a higher level. So now when I flex, I'm going to flex him off the inside rein off my leg. He's going to hit the outside rein, off for his jaw and soften his nose. So that comes from my leg just turning a little bit. That's going to give me a better flexion. Would it be even better if he stepped into it? Yes, it would. It actually would. So from here, I'm going to get his hip to step into it. Good. And there's his flex through the whole body. I know he's definitely got it. I don't have to guess if he steps across. Another lick and chew. So my groundwork under saddle is working really well, and he's getting some relaxation. Good. He's happy to do this all day as long as he doesn't have to do much, I'm sure. So again, my supporting rein is a little longer just for the sake of the exercise. I use my calf. He flexes off the inside rein. It's loose. Hits the outside rein, softens his nose, flexes through the pole. He's doing a pretty good job today. He's not going below, he's not hiding his head behind the contact. So he will do both. So he's going to be a good demo. You'll see him go behind the contact, and you'll see this horse come above the contact. So you're going to see it in its non-perfect situation, which is what I want to show. All right, so once I can get a flex into the outside rein like that, the other thing that I want to be able to do is, thanks mate, the other thing I want to be able to do is have my supporting rein, keep his neck a little straighter, and then I'm just going to do a little bump straight up until he softens his nose. He's super light today. You'll find you'll have to put in a little bit more rhythm to be realistic. Your horses will probably look a little bit more like that for the bump, to be fair. I'm not going to bump on his face because he just offered it in the lightest way possible. But you might have to go like that, passively persistent, until he offers a flex, a vertical flex. It's got a slight lateral flex. My lateral flex, he's pretty soft. My lateral flex is the journey to vertical flexion. So I don't want to just jam two legs up, hold him and drive him harder into a contact when he doesn't know how to flex individually, left and right, in a lateral flex. So once he learns the lateral flex, like this, they will actually laterally flex, and then you can see this horse is offering a vertical flex. Your greener horses won't offer that initially, don't worry about it. Just get your light lateral flex. The vertical flex will come. Don't try and join all the dots in one session, just take your time. All right, so once I've got a little bit of that, make sure he's off his forehand. I'm going to wait till he steps back, because I don't know he's off his forehead. There, he's definitely off it now. All right, good. So I definitely know he's off his forehand when he backs up. Might come over here a little bit. I think I might, is that more centered there? come over here a little bit. Okay, so from here, should have done my saddle up a bit more. Okay, from here, the next thing I'm going to do is be able to grab my flexion rein, use my leg, drop my outside hand on his neck. Now I'm going to put my inside leg back. You can't see it, but it's going to look like it's going to come back a little bit, all right? So I'm going to put it back without actually touching the horse, and he's going to move off it, and then I'm going to let it relax. He's soft, flexed, I give it back to him. Now, if I was being really critical, this horse I had him on too long a rein. He didn't bend well enough through the pole, and he was over the forehand a little bit. So I'll fix that on the next few. Now I'm going to put my left hip back. I always say squash your 50-cent piece in your back left pocket. So right now, I've got my hip there. When I straighten my body, my horse will stop. So he's going off the hip right now, which is pretty cool. They won't initially. So let's say you've got a horse you're trying this out with. You're going to have to do something like this. I'll show you now. I'll do the other side just because. So I'm going to get my band good enough. I put my hip back. Nothing happens. Sure, I'll put my leg on to say you need to get off my hip. Right? And then I'll take my leg off, keep my hip in place, and he's all good. And then I'll straighten my body again. So you might need to back up your cue with something else. So in this case, I back up the cue of my hip with my leg. You can back it up with so many different things once your horse understands each thing individually. So that's a good one to back up the hip because of my leg. You could also back up your leg with the rein, for instance. So we'll get to that in a sec. All right, I'm going to use my hip to start with. Good. Now I'm going to add my leg. I'm going to do it, I'll tell you when I'm going to add it. I'm going to add it now. And it's going to improve his stride. I'm going to take my leg off. So the hip gave him the movement, the leg gave him a bit more stride. So that's going to happen in a forward motion as well. My hip's going to say, engage, come under, go forward. My leg's going to say, now put more impulsion into it, more energy. This is my opinion, of course. Okay, so I want to be able to get my horse to listen to my hip. We've established that. My leg, we've shown you that a little bit. The other thing is nicely contude. The other thing I want to be able to do is teach my horse how to move his hip from just the rein. So we've talked about a flexion rein, which is pretty much straight up. My thumb faces up. Now this is an indirect rein. An indirect rein is going to come up with my little finger going towards the horse, and that's going to talk to his near side hind. And every time he moves it, I'm going to go like that and then straighten my hand again. As soon as I straighten my hand, he's going to stop moving. So now I've actually moved my horse's hindquarters from the rein. So we've done it from the hip, the leg, and the rein. I like to separate all of those things so my horse understands. So he understands hip, understands leg, understands rein. I'll just do it on the other side quickly, just because I'm a creature of habit. So I'll get the band. Good, I'm going to use my hip to start with. Somebody. Keep the pole up a little bit, champ. Now I'm going to add my leg. See a bit better stride, or swishing of the tail. Good. Now I'm not going to use any of those. Now I'm going to go back to using the rein. Hindquarters. Now I'm talking to the off hind. Straighten the hand. So every time I pick up that rein there, I'm talking to the opposite hind leg when I use the rein. When I use my leg, I'm talking to the hind leg closest to my leg. Okay? So this can get really confusing, so hang in there. This is a bit of an education as well. Okay, so that would be my flexion rein into my indirect, moving the back end, if you like, other than a better word, moving the back end. The next thing I need to establish with my horse is a direct rein. A direct rein is a directional rein, nothing more than it says. I'm going to direct my horse's foot wherever I'd like. I'm going to ask for a lateral step. So in other words, I've got to teach the horse how to move the front end. How do I teach the horse to move the front end? Okay, so from here, I'm going to pick him up again. Really important, if he's going to move his front end, he might need to get off his front end. So now he's off his front end. I'm going to open the door. Here's the thing, not with just my hand, but also my toe. So I open the door, my outside hand touches the neck, and to back it up, my outside toe might back it up as well. So I'm going to teach my horse the open door is the answer. So I didn't need to do a full turn. It just needs to be one step. So if you're training your horse, from here you're going to pick him up. He already knows about flexion. He's going to look slightly into the turn. I'm going to open the door. Here's my step. Close the door, relax and go, thank you. That's all I'm after. That's how you break it down. And then you do 2 steps, 3 steps, a full circle. And then you get into other things like walk pirouette, engaging the hips and stuff like that. I might drop down too much. Put my right leg back, make sure I use my hip. He's got to learn how to go into the outside rein and stay soft off the inside rein. Oops, there's a little bit of backwards there. So I rode him forward with 2 legs. There you go. There's his little bit of a, I used to be a halter horse there with the face. So don't fight it, just let it happen, keep going until he changes and then reward him. So I was waiting until he got light off the inside rein, moved his hip around. Here's the other thing too, it needs to be light into the outside rein as well. So I need all of those lightness. I need to keep my fingers open. I need to be light. Let's say your horse isn't light. You're allowed to close your fingers and hold, but he's not light right now. So I'm going to close my fingers, now I'm going to open them. He's light.